Hey, it's Redstone Moose, and I have probably something that I consider to be my greatest contribution so far to the Redstone Society. Haven't seen anything like it before. It uses the new function that if you put stained glass over beacons, it changes its color. And I'm using that to make a bicolor display. Right now it's just a 7-segment display, but it displays the whole concept of it quite nicely. You see what I did there? It's a display that displays the concept. Anyways, now to get past that pun, I'm gonna move on to showing you the functionality of it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and display. How about 8? So, what we got here is we got all the segments turning on, and to make the number 8. Now you might say, well, you could just put red stained glass over all of the beacons to get this number. It's no big deal. So to show that I can select between all the segments, I will now display the number 5, which is a more difficult number. So as you can see, it does control what segments it wants on. This is off, on, and I can display it even better with the number 4. As you can see, off, on, off again, and it gives you total control of which segments you want on. If you're wondering what these up here are for, it's just to filter it back to its semi-normal color, so when it goes up into the sky it doesn't look weird. Like I said, I haven't seen anything else like this in the land of YouTube and Minecraft, so I'm pretty proud of it. So without further ado, let's get on to the tutorial. Hey guys, before I continue on with the tutorial, I want to thank you all for giving me over 100 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I've been doing YouTube for a little over a year, and it's a big deal for me to break 100. That's a huge milestone for me, considering that I'm just starting. But let's continue on with the tutorial part. So, to start, we're going to have to make 5 beacons light up. So, I'm going to place down all my iron blocks. You can really use any block of a rare metal that makes beacons go on, but I'm using iron because I guess it is the cheapest block out of all you can choose from, and you're going to need 5 across, so I can go ahead and get rid of those. Alright, so before we continue on these 3, I'm going to need to place my background color of glass. I wanted to make it yellow and green, so I have yellow stained glass and cyan stained glass, which would make a nice green color when combined. Let me just test it out. Yep, not too bad. So, I'm gonna place down my yellow. On the first one where you saw it was just white and red, the white looks just like a regular beacon, so it didn't look like a good achievement. So I'm going to demonstrate how it's bicolored by using yellow and cyan. So, and above here we're also going to place our yellow blocks, just 1 block higher. Alright, so let's get on to the second step. Okay, so step 2, we're going to want to get our bottom segments ready. So let's go ahead and come out 1 block away from here. We're going to place 3 pistons, sticky pistons of course, and then 3 cyan stained glass blocks. We're going to come up here, and we're going to do something similar with our cyan stained glass, except it's 1 block higher. Alright, step number 4, we're going to want to make our bottom front panel so we know what our numbers is going to look like. So, oops, did not want to do that. So, alright, waiting for that to come back. Alright, so the first row is going to be right here, so we're going to want to place any building block you really want to use right here, and then we're going to of course come up 1 block as you do on 7-second displays. Then, oh dear, up 3, I believe, is that 3? Yep, and then fill in the middle here, then we can come up 3 again. Alright, so it's starting to take the shape of a 7-segment display right now. I can see my 8 starting to form. I'm going to go ahead and set time today, just to make it easier for you guys to see. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get the sides of this done. And almost there. Alright, so now we have the layout of where our number is going to appear. So I'm going to head over to the back and we can continue building. Okay, so step 5 is going to take place back here. So if this turns to green right here, we're going to want to filter that out. So I'm going to go ahead and place my yellow stained glass right here. And it's just going to filter out any of that green color for our next segment. And I can go ahead and do the same thing up here. Alright, so we're going to do the same process as the bottom with our stained glass and our pistons pushing the blocks. So we can go ahead and make a row like this and have our cyan stained glass. We can come up 3 blocks and we can do the same thing again. So it's not that different from your standard piston 7-segment display. It's only a couple extra things that make it a bicolor display. Alright, so just to test it out, I'm going to quickly place these redstone blocks just to show you how it's going to look. So, as you can see, that turned green, but all these stayed yellow. So, it's all working great. Alright, these sides right here, step number 6 in case you're counting, take a little extra work. This block is going to have to be shared with the filter and the cyan stained clay blocks. I mean, not stained clay, stained glass block. So the way I do that is I came up with this little system, and I'm actually proud of it. It's a really quick changer of blocks in a 1 block area, and I'm pretty impressed with it. I've been trying to do something like that for a while, and it just kind of hit me this morning when I was working with some pistons. So the way it works is you're going to have 2 pistons, and then you have a sticky piston that pushes a redstone block and toggles it back and forth. And the delay from it extending and retracting is what gives it time between both of the pistons to have time to retract before the other one goes out. This one right here is going to be our filter block. So we're just going to have that yellow, and over here it's going to be cyan. Okay, if you're wondering why I just cut the video a little bit, it's because I was referencing back to the first display to make sure I'm doing this right. Don't want to teach you guys the wrong method. But to continue, you're going to want to place a block there, redstone, 2 blocks out, redstone, redstone. I'm aware that there is a way to make this more compact. That's how my first version was, but it accidentally created a bud switch, and that doesn't work for the purpose we want. So this more expanded version makes it so that it isn't budded. But to continue, we're going to go ahead and place a piston facing out like that. So we want this to be pushed in normal circumstances, so I'm going to have it like that. So right now, on normal circumstances, that yellow stained clay is going to be over there filtering the previous input from down here. Just to show you how this pusher works, I'm going to get a switch real quick. When we hit the switch and it goes over, it switches. Oop, not good. Got a little carried away there. Sorry about that. I need to get my block back. But as you can see, it does work well, as long as you don't pulse it like crazy, which I'm not sure in what scenario you do that with 7-segment display. But before I get off topic, I'm going to continue the video. So you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. So let's go over from the side here. Same steps really. Cyan coming in from that direction. Go out from the back over here. Filter block. Oop. And destroy that. I'm going to come out like that. And then come out blocks over here. And then we're going to do our piston and redstone block. configuration. So far we have it all wired up. This is really all it is. If you want to do extra steps, you can do the filter like I had. It takes about 3 blocks for good measure, but this is really all it takes. So if you're gonna have all the wires coming in, this would be one input right here. They come into these pistons with redstone block, and they would also come into here with these pistons. You could just put a lever there just to demonstrate it, and they come into here. And lastly, you come into here. And if you wanna, for the sake of making it work without you having to use repeaters there, we can put these blocks to the side right here. And I can just go ahead and put levers on them all. Alright, so that's all it takes. So just to demonstrate, I'm going to do a pattern, so maybe just kind of every other one just to demonstrate it. So I'm not really sure I like these color combinations, but as you can see, green, yellow, green, green, yellow, green, yellow. So the display does work. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. See ya.